Hello friends, welcome back. I'm Faraz, your host and host for today. And in today's video, we will see that how to build this stack data function into Excel. If you haven't seen my previous video, I strongly recommend you to watch that video before you come and see this video, because we have discussed about the logic of stack data, how to use it. Now in this video, we'll be using the advanced formula environment, and we are going to write the entire function using the advanced formula environment. And during this process, we will see what are the new stuff which is there in the advanced formula environment, and we might discover it while using it. So you have to make sure that you have some basic understanding of lambda and let function, because those two functions we are going to use it and we are going to build our solution. So let's get started and let's do the things together and build this function and share it to the world so everybody can benefit it. So before we go ahead and start writing the stack data function into advanced formula environment, let me take you back to the previous one and show you one more tip from that video, which is carried over here, which has been shared by Wayne. This is a really good tip. If you are interested in or using the transpose function, which I used it in my last step, what you can do, instead of placing the sequence, generating the sequence into rows, you can create that logical multiplication of rows and columns into the columns area, and then by that way you can easily get the function working. So this is the logical formula, and I have pinned that logic in my video also over there, and you can check that one. So let's get started on the advanced formula environment building the stack data. So in order to have the stack data, you must have this advanced formula environment. All you can do is go to insert, go to add-ins over here, and go to stores, and you can just find that advanced and you can just quickly add it. So that will go and add it on your home tab, and you have this advanced formula environment. Now let me expand this, okay, over here. And remember, my friends, this is a non-edited video, so grab your popcorns because we have a lot of stuff to do. Okay, so let me wear my 80th glass. This is from the Spider-Man, gifted by Tony Starks. No, I don't know Tony Starks. He doesn't know me. I hope he knows me, so I can help him writing some good codes for his 80th glasses. Oh my God. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so here we are at the first phase. What we see, we are not going to talk about the manager over here. We are going to entirely look into the editor. This is really a core editor. So here, whenever you wish to write lambda, or you wish to write any kind of function, make sure that it is globally can be easily used. We are going to see that how it is not only in lambda, but any kind of a function you are writing it into Excel or in VBA or Java or anywhere. We always, the programmer thinks in a way that yes, it can be easily accessible and bulletproof solution. And especially when we write UDF functions in Excel, we make sure that it doesn't break on any other system. So we have to think it in that same fashion when we are writing it over here in the lambda. So let's go and write stack data. I'm going to call this stack data, and by this way I am creating the name of my function. Now this function will have lambda inside it, and when I click on update, oops, you can see that it's not taking that because the calculations which are there over here, those are missing. So that's why it's saying that the argument is invalid. Now what you can do is you can right click over here. I'm going to show you a really cool trick. Open the command palette. Now command palette is amazing stuff. You can convert your indented and space and add line, add comments. There are so many stuffs over here. Now what we need to just zoom our editor. That's it. So I'm going to press F1 key on my Mac, and then I'm going to see that recently used edit font, zoom in, again, F1 enter. See how easy it is. So F1 enter, F1 enter. So it's like crazy. So that palette which is there, this is really helpful. So we are going to see in our processes how we are going to use that palette now. Now when I press enter lambda, now lambda I need to first give an input argument. So whenever my user selects this range or any range of his data, we need to take that in our consideration. So what we will call is that variable is called selected range. So v underscore, why the reason v underscore? It is just a naming convention. I'm just using it so that when I press v underscore, will come to easily know that these are my variables which I have been using it. So selected range underscore range, comma, and now in this one, what we will do, we will call the let function, because the let function will allow us to do a lot of calculations as well. So let, now inside the let function, I will say that the selected range, let me call that selected range, v underscore selected range will be that range which is over there. So the first most important thing what I feel over here we would do is we need to do the calculations of rows and columns. So let me call the rows function and let me give a variable name, v underscore rows. Okay, so comma, and then that rows calculation will be under rows, open parentheses, and we will call v underscore that selected range, comma. I'm not going to put the comma, and let's see what happens. You get an error because the comma is not there. Okay, so when I add comma again, now still there is an error over here. No, it doesn't show any error. So let's call the stack data, but stack stack data, and let me take this range, enter. I'm still getting a 0 because the results are not displayed out. Now let's call this as result, any variable name you can give, and then call this v row selected, v rows over here which is there, and you can get that result, and let's call that result 1. So perfect. So this should work fine. The reason why I'm getting this red line is because I haven't put the comma at the last. Now when I will update, click update, you can see I got that 2 rows. Now this trick of getting it into a result and getting your last results into a result and then displaying it, this trick I learned from Wayne Hoppen. He's from Australia, and he has this great trick over here that how can you easily display out the results. So this is really helping me to get my results out, what is happening. So let's go and now do it for v underscore columns and comma, columns will be column selected and v underscore selected range, comma. Now once I go and change over here to columns and click on update, and you can see it has displayed me the 3 columns over here. So this is really lovely. Now we need to do that calculations of rows and columns. So we will say v underscore row into column, this is my variable name, and here what we will do is call that v underscore rows multiply by v underscore columns. Cool. So now we are going to call v into r and c, go and update, you get that calculation number 6. Perfect. So this calculations we have done it. Now let's say that the ordering, you're not happy with the ordering of these variables what have been declared. So again I'm going to press my palette and I'm going to write sort it into ascending and sort it into descending. So if I click sort into ascending, just watch what happens. Column, rows, see. So this is really crazy stuff, you know, which is over here. So now let's go and do that calculation. So you can just highlight that part and you can then just sort it, you know. So but make sure that for the variables what you're calling is always in the last slide. Let's say that if I put this, if I cut it from here, and if I go over here and I paste it over here, then my logic will not work. So be careful. Be careful before you burn your hands on such kind of things. So make sure that the variables, what you're declaring it at the first, and the calculations, what you're doing it, those are always at the last. So take care of that. Now, what do we need? We need that sequence. So we'll call v underscore sequence and comma, and we are going to call the sequence function, sequence, open parentheses, and now rows, because we need to spill that information. If you remember that we have spilled that information, so we are going to call v underscore rc. Okay, so that many number of rows we want to spill, comma, and we will call this copy from here, and let's go over here and paste it. And let's go and update it. Yes, we got that v underscore results, So now I need the starting point, starting it from 0. So let me update that. Yes, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now coming over here, now this is the sequence. This is the most important one. Now what we will do is that we need to create that rows and column sequence. So let's go over here, clicking tab key, and I will call v underscore sequence underscore rows, okay, comma, because we are going to pass it into variable, into index, these rows. So rows, and the function what we will call over here is the one, what we will do over here is taking that v underscore sequence value in the mod function, open the mod function, and the number, yes, the number is v underscore sequence seq, comma, and my divisor would be the column. So v underscore columns, enter, perfect. So comma, remember that, and v underscore sequence is over here, and let's go and add underscore rows. Okay, so that would go and update. Yes, so we got that calculations of 0, 1, 2, and just add 1 to it, update again. So you got that columns which is over there, 1, 2, 3. So it's not rows, basically it's column. Now see the trick what we will be using it over here. Now since I have written rows over here and rows over here, so what I need to do, usually when you change the code, you will copy it from here like this, and then you change it to columns, and then you go right. But here what we will do is that we will select this, and it's highlighted the entire one, then again press the palette, and here we have option to instead right click over here. Okay, so change all occurrence, and even in F1 if you see change occurrence, see selected all occurrence, so it goes and selected. Now see, watch, backspace, it entirely deleted that, and right click, change all occurrence, and it will go and say, because it was highlighted, that's the reason it was deleting it. So now the highlight is gone, it has selected all that occurrence, and you have this rows over here. So let's say columns. See, it's so easy. You don't need to go and change it everywhere. Now it's done. Class, finish. It's done. And now we need to do it similarly for the rows also. So let me go and update it. You can see it's already there. Now what about if you wanted to copy this entire function step what you created at the bottom? So again, we go and hit F1 and copy. Now you can see copy line down and copy line up, or copy with the syntactic highlighted. So we want to copy it down, so we are just going to say, see, you already get a shortcut over here, which is shift, option, and down key. So let's try with that. Shift, option, and down key. Okay, so it's just copying this one. Okay, so I need to keep it over here. So we shift, option, down key, here we have it. So what I did is basically I went next to my line which I wanted to copy it down. I just press Shift Option Down key. So that's the way how you are going to get it. Now the reason why I'm getting an error because I haven't given the comma, the lovely comma over here and here because it's a duplicate one. That's the reason we are getting it. If you hover the mouse on this, you can see you get this and you can come to know the problem, duplicate identifier. Now yes, we don't need that. We just need it to call it as rows, and here we are going to use the same logic, but this time if you have seen in my previous video, we use the int function and then we managed to get that rows. But now I'm going to use another function, curtain, and open parentheses, and the value is v underscore sequence. That sequence is the favorite one, comma, and what would be the divisor? Of course, my v underscore columns, comma, and let me change it from columns to rows. This is rows, and let's go and update this. Perfect. And then just simply +1 update. So you got your rows, you got your columns, and now it's time to do the magic. So I'm going to say output, comma, and I'm going to call that index function, open parentheses. What is the logic over here? The selected range, which is over there, comma. And what is the one we need to have the columns first? Okay, we need to have the rows first. Okay, so v underscore we have the rows, comma, v underscore columns, sequence columns, comma, and then come here and change it to output update. So this is how you get your results done. Now let me press F1 again and zoom. I just want to zoom, reset it so I can get the entire view. And let me zoom it a little bit more, zoom in, again F2, zoom in. So here we have the logic now selected, output, and we got that result same exactly. And now if you just like to transpose it, then you can just transpose it. But let's try to build it in this way that we take another input from the user saying that, okay, I would just like to have not Faraz, Microsoft, Saudi Arabia. We would like to have Faraz, Nisha, Microsoft, Apple, Saudi Arabia, India. So it should be going in that fashion. Now, in order to do that, we would need another input argument over here. We will call that selected option. Comma. And now this selected option which we will be using it, we will be calling this function. We'll be taking an input argument, and I would recommend you strongly take integers like 1, 2, 3, 4, because in some countries you know very well that if you say alphabet letter A, sometimes they write it A and they have dots on top of them. So we want to make sure that this is bulletproof and it doesn't break anywhere. So it can be globally used when we put it on gist or we share it with somebody. You just need to go and add it over there. So what I will be doing over here is I'm going to say that this selected option which is there, I'll call this selected option v underscore selected option. This is my input value, ones and zeros. So this would allow me. Now I just simply need to comment it, right? Because I would not need this. So there's a shortcut key which says Control G, and also that's bring up in the line. So I was trying to recall that when I was using it. So let's say comment See, comment is yes, command K and command C. So when you say command K and command C, it's just make the entire line into a comment. So that's how you do it. And since we are having this, and if you hover your mouse over here, you can see that how you can collapse and expand it. So let's say if you have a recursive one lambdas you're building, or if you are building a multiple lambdas into this formula environment, then you can just simply, just click like this with the expand and collapse option, and you can come to know. We will see it because when we will be building it, I'm sure that sure that when we build another formula inside it, we are going to get that. So for that, you just go over here and say collapse, expand selection and collapse selection, so you can do it this way. Now press F1, and when you take it backspace key, you can straight away jump to the line. So let's say that I wanted to go to the line number 13 over here, so I can just click enter 13, enter, and it will just push me to the line number 13. Now coming over here for that logic what we have discussed, let's say the input argument will be 1 and 0s. Now comma, it should be, let's go and update it. My formula is going to break because there is no input argument on that. And let's say comma 0 or comma 1. So this would go into another logic saying that if my selected option, if this goes over here, and let's say that no, but we need to build that logic name variable. How can we just straight away start typing that function? So v underscore selected option logic. Okay, so when we say that, okay, fine, this is my logic, and let's go, we selected option, this is equal to 0, then what you need to do is you need to spell it, or how you just like to have that. So for that, we need to make sure that we have output, which is over here, comma, and if it is not in that fashion, just keep it blank for the time being. And let's update this, comma, that's the reason I'm getting that errors. Okay, let's go and say v underscore selected option, and let's go update. Now you have 0, yes, because it's equal to 0. Now this is 1, so this is putting 1. The reason why it is having 1, we need to check that out, why this is having 1. Okay, so it goes and says that we selected underscore option. If the value is equals to 0, that means this value is equals to 0. I need the output. So if my output is not appearing, we selected option underscore logic. Yes, see, this is really important. See, and now when I will go and update, yes, so it has given me that name now. Now what we need to do is we need to again go and copy this line of code. So I'm just going to say copy down the line, which is over here, and instead of output, I'm going to call output 1, output 2. But before that, again, we need to make sure we have that sequence being changed, because that change sequence is very important. So here sequence column, what we will do is we're going to copy this. Let's try it out because I haven't tried it, this part. F1, copy down the line. Okay, perfect. So it copies multiple lines as well. Okay, so this is the beauty. We are learning it together. Now this is for horizontal, and I'll just say this way, and instead of columns, now this would read as rows. Okay, so rows, and this would also read it as rows. Now just give me a minute, I will just show you what we are doing right now. Let's go v underscore sequence underscore h update. So you got that 1 2 3 1 2 1 2, so this becomes your rows. Okay, so we are going to say rows because we are saying 1, because the reason what we are doing 1 2 1 2 1 2. And now when you look the rows, this is for the rows and this is for the columns. So now I'm going to say update columns. Okay, so I'm getting some problem over here, so my variable is not correct with this, so I'm going to say columns, columns, or what I can do is I just like to show you this. So let's click this, right click, and once you've selected this and press F2, so it just open another window which helps you to not mess up with your formula. So it will just change only that selected one, columns, columns, and enter, and you got that. Update, boom, yes. So 1 1 2, so this is 1 1, 1, this is 2 2, yes, yeah. So let's try to see it in the output how it looks, because then we get an idea. So right now this function is working fine because I've got that sequence being generated, so this is like first column 1 2, second column 1 2, third column 1 2. So we have seen that way. Cool, a lot of 1 2s are happening over here. This is interesting because I really wanted to discover it together, and here we have it. Okay, so output, now I'm going to say selected range, and I'm going to say that underscore h, okay, over here, and underscore columns against underscore h. Okay, so update, and let's go output to perfect update. Faraz, Nisha, Microsoft, Apple, Saudi Arabia, India. Yes. So that with this logic to work. Okay. So now here I can say output 1. If it is output 1, do it in this fashion. If it is output 2, then do it in this fashion, or where it is output 2. And update, boom. So let's say if it is 1, then it is Nisha Faraz. Okay, fine. And when it is 0, enter. No, so nothing is happening over here. Oh, the reason why it is not happening, again, v underscore logic, that last step, I need to call that last step. That's the reason. Yes. So let's try. 0 is working fine. Now let's go it with 1. So yes, Faraz, Nisha, the way we have, this is the way how we have changed the changed our orientation of the data, what we would like to stack it. And you can just simply give the comment. This is the logic for RET, the data. Okay, so let's go / 2 times, and you can just add it by your own. So this is really nice way that that, okay, fine, you are working it on that specific area. So let's go and do the next one. Now let's see that somebody would like to have this data transpose now. Yes, of course, that transpose last option which we were doing it earlier, that how can you transpose that data set. Okay, so let's say again we need to have an input argument, and this time the input argument we will call as this is a selecting option, and do you want transpose option? Okay, horizontal or vertical, you know. So let's say v underscore transpose, not transport, transpose, transpose, comma. So but now my friends, that this transpose which is there, let us try it in this way. Okay, think that you are going to give this formula to someone, and that someone doesn't know about that option, okay, transpose, and if he leaves it blank, like in this case what is happening over here, okay, I'm getting value error, I know why. Okay, because I haven't given anything over here. So let me comment this, update. Okay, so let's say that somebody accidentally forgets to enter it, so he's going to get always the value error, and he's going to drive crazy because he doesn't know. And now to handle this logic, to handle this kind of a problem, let's say 1 comma, and that the last logic, if he forgets, what we will do, we are going to create a logic in such a way that if the user forgets to enter it, we are going to check whether he enters that value. If he has not entered the value, then we wanted to return it in a normal row format. Otherwise, we wanted to transpose it. So now to do that, to take it as an optional argument which is there, you need to put your values into box bracket. Okay, so you have to put it into the box bracket, so that becomes an optional one. Okay, so here let's go, you can go and update. See, it becomes an optional argument. So it works exactly like Excel functions, how we are creating it. So this becomes an optional argument. Now let's go and call this v transpose and say that if we need to see that logic again. Yes, of course. So what we will do is we call that variable name v logic transpose logic underscore logic. This is the logic what we are building, comma, and we will say that if open parentheses, if my v underscore transpose which is equals to 0, then what do you do? The v underscore logic which has the result out, you know, selected option which is over here, because this is our last result, right? So if this is 0, not 0, in fact no, it should work like this. Yes, not this way. It should work saying that let's come over here and let's say that if is omitted, I'm not sure why this function is not coming. Okay, let's try it this way. Okay, now I got it, because the comma is not there. Okay, so you have to be very careful with your comma and say is omitted. This is the function which we are going to call, and we are going to call that variable which is over here, v underscore selected option transpose underscore, and let's call, if this is omitted, then don't worry, you just give me the output 1, output from this last step, right? So I can't just go and say that give me output 1 or give me output 2. That would be wrong, you know, because it is not meeting that logic. So we will say v underscore selected option logic, and maybe I should rename this to selected option result. That sounds more logical in this space, comma, and when it is false, and I would say that if it is omitted, no, but let's say that if it is not omitted, it has a value. So if somebody press once, so if I will say again v underscore option transpose is equal to, because I'm nesting now my if inside another if. So if this is equal to 0, what we would like to do? We would like to transpose it? No. Or we would like to, yes, we would like to transpose it, right? Once means yes, okay? So let's keep it in that fashion. So I will say that transpose my v underscore selected option logic, comma, otherwise then you just go and say selected v underscore selected logic. Perfect. So this is working cool now. This looks fine. Okay, let's go and update. Okay, now this is a moment of truth. Let's see what happens. What happens? Let's go update. Now this is over here. I said yes, transpose it, enter. Okay, now I'm doing the same mistake again and again. I know where I'm going wrong. Okay, so v underscore transpose logic, that is my last step. I have to call that. Go update. Boom. Nisha, Faraz are transposed now. Okay, coming over here now. Going again in my function. If I say 0, enter. Faraz, Microsoft are transposed. I don't want to transpose them. Boss, just make it 0. Enter. Boom, boom, boom. This is crazy stuff, and I can just play with the logic, and I can even build the same logic in the way of selection. I just make sure that my last argument, the argument what I'm creating in lambda, it's in the box one, and you put a logic, check it, it's there, not there, boom, out. Wow, a lot of stuff. And let's go and drill down more into this palette which is over here, this command palette, by pressing F1. And my friends, this command palette is also available for the Windows one. Okay, so if you're using Windows environment, no worries, because right now I'm doing it on my Mac. So on Windows you'll find the same thing, and I would strongly encourage you, go and check this. This is really cool. This palette is really amazing. You have links, some things even I'm not aware, like the linking, open link, I really don't know what is that. So if somebody knows, please help me out. Please shout out in the comment section. I would just love to know. I love this one. Okay, this was like, let me show you that v underscore columns which are there. Okay, now if I press F1 and if I say upper, okay, transform to uppercase, enter, it transform it into the uppercase. So this is really nice, just you wanted to give some makeup to your code. So let's say upper, and you have transform, transforms, you have snake letters and cursor around it, and you can even, like, let's say that you are working over here and you just want to put an anchorage. So let's go ANC, set an anchorage over here, so you can see that whenever you're working you can get that anchorage over there. And this is really nice stuff. Let's go and see some more stuff. And you have that the good thing about this, that you get in shortcut keys also, so over a period of time you will remember and you can then start using that. Let's try to fold it. Okay, so let me try to fold this one, FOLD. So if I wanted to fold all, I should use Command K or Command 0. Okay, Command K and Command 0. So let's say I'm over here now, Command K, and okay, so nothing happens. Command K, I'm still trying to, yes, okay, Command K, Command 0. Oh, this happened. It worked. So what it has done, the entire function, it has collapsed it. All the functions which you have written it has collapsed. Now you can see that if function which is there, even see this has been collapsed. Now even here when you come, this if function, since we don't have it into multiple lines, but if you have seen over here, we have that multiple ifs and it has collapsed that. That's really lovely. So you can just collapse the entire set, and you can just enjoy writing the lambda. Now if you want to write a new lambda, you have to press colon and say new lamb equals to, I'll just call Faraz. Okay, so it is just going to display out the text. That's it. Update, and I'm going to call equals to new lamb. Enter Faraz. See, that's how you can continue writing your own lambdas, and you can start commenting, and you can just say this is my new lamb lambda. Wow, that is super. And to share it to somebody, you can just straight away come over here to the manager, and you can click on share, so you get an option, nice copy from here, and you can share it to them and let them enjoy. And you are giving peace to the world with this data. I just love data. I love Excel. I love automation. This is my passion. You all guys know. So lambda is over here, the new lamb, and if I just need to delete it, and you can keep the semicolon at the end, nothing will happen. Once you delete, it is out from here. Update, name manager, it's gone from here. So that's all for today. But there is one more thing which I would love to share with you before I end the video, because there are a lot of things I'm not sure that we'll be able to complete in this one video. But one thing, let's say that we have seen that when we are selecting this kind of options and right click, and we are saying that command and change all the occurrence, there's another way also by using the command F function. So command F opens this, and let's say that I have the selected option which is over here, escape, and let's say that we selected option, and then I press command F, so it copies it over there. It's very nice. And then you can find and replace it, and you can even just go to the next line, see how it is highlighting it into yellow. And let's say that if you want to stop it over here, you can just find the selected one, and you get that option over here, and you can close it. So let's say again command F, and if we would just like to change everything, so let me go over here and call this we selected OPD, and when we press command enter, it's going to change all the occurrence. You can see over here. So this was one important tip. I thought before I end my video, I should add it to this video. So that was really lovely time with you all. Thank you for hearing me, and if you are here so long, I'm really happy, and I really value your time you have given. You're watching it, and I would strongly request you that you can please share it with your friends, and like it and share and subscribe to my channel. And you know all the drills we talk always about on our channel. And let me know in the comment section what you thought about this command palette. I really love this command palette. I'm still discovering it. What are the new stuff in this? And what have you discovered? What is your favorite from that command palette? I would just love to hear it. Let me know in the comment section, and I'll be seeing you soon. And by the way, I'm traveling to Mumbai. Okay, so if anybody's there in Mumbai, want to say hi, I'm there. Just buzz me on the chat, and maybe we can see each other. So my friends, I'll be seeing you soon, and let me know what do you want to see when I'll be in Mumbai in Excel. Seeing you soon. Till then, take care. Happy learning. Bye.